Hi, I'm Emberlyn. For most of my life, I've been the reliable one in the family, the person everyone turns to when they need help. My parents, my older brother Mason, and my younger sister Olivia have all leaned on me financially at some point. I never minded. Family supports family, right? Ember, you're always so serious about everything, my mother said during our weekly lunch at Rosie's Diner. Can't you just let things go sometimes? I stirred my coffee slowly. What exactly should I be letting go, Mom? She sighed dramatically, pushing her half-eaten salad away. Your father and I were talking about Christmas plans and... And what? I asked, already feeling my stomach tighten. Well, there's been some discussion about whether you should attend this year. I set my coffee down carefully. Excuse me? After what happened at Thanksgiving, she continued, lowering her voice, your father thinks you owe him an apology before you're welcome at Christmas. An apology? For pointing out that he took money from my account without asking? He was just borrowing it, Ember. He would have paid it back. That's called theft, Mom. He took my credit card from my purse and used it for his gambling. Again. Mom reached across the table and patted my hand. He's your father. He's done so much for you. Like what? I paid for my own college. I bought my own car. I've been helping with your mortgage payments for the last 3 years. Family helps family, she said firmly. Your attitude is the problem. Mason and Olivia agree with us. Of course they do. I'm paying Mason's car insurance and helping Olivia with her rent. See? This is exactly what I mean. You throw that in our faces every chance you get. I took a deep breath. I don't throw it in your faces. I'm simply stating facts. Well, the fact is, Mom said, gathering her purse, you're not welcome at Christmas unless you apologize to your father. After she left, I sat alone, staring at the bill she'd conveniently forgotten to help pay. My phone buzzed with a text from my best friend, Elena. How'd lunch with your mom go? I called her immediately. That bad, huh? Elena said when she answered. They're banning me from Christmas unless I apologize to my dad for calling him out on stealing from me. Are you serious? After everything you do for them? Apparently, family helps family only works in one direction. What are you going to do? I paid the lunch bill and walked to my car. I don't know yet, but I'm tired of being taken advantage of while being made to feel like I'm the problem. Want to meet for coffee? I think you need to talk this through. An hour later, Elena and I sat in her apartment, mugs of tea between us. So let me get this straight, she said, tucking her legs underneath her. Your dad took your credit card without permission, spent money gambling, and you're the one who needs to apologize? That's the situation. And you're currently helping your parents with their mortgage, paying your brother's car insurance, and subsidizing your sister's rent? I nodded. Ember, do they even appreciate what you do for them? I don't think they see it as anything special. It's just expected. Elena leaned forward. And what happens if you stop? Stop what? Stop paying for everything. Stop being their personal ATM. I stared at her. The thought had crossed my mind, but hearing it spoken aloud made it real. I can't just cut them off, I said weakly. Why not? They just cut you off from Christmas. My phone buzzed again, a text from my brother Mason. Mom told me what happened. Just apologize to Dad so we can have a normal Christmas. Why do you always have to make things difficult? I showed Elena the message. Wow, she said, eyes widening. They really don't get it, do they? No, I replied, feeling something shift inside me. But maybe it's time they did. The next morning, I called my financial advisor, Rachel. Emberlyn, how are you? Ready to talk about your year-end investments? Actually, Rachel, I need to make some changes to my automatic payments. Oh, what kind of changes? I want to stop all the payments going to my family members. There was a pause. That's quite a few payments, Emberlyn. Your parents' mortgage supplement, your brother's insurance, your sister's rent contribution. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything. May I ask what prompted this? I explained the situation while Rachel listened patiently. I understand, she said when I finished. Family dynamics can be complicated, especially when money is involved. I'll help you make these changes, but have you considered talking to them first? They're not interested in talking. They're interested in compliance. After finishing with Rachel, I received a call from my sister Olivia. Hey, Ember, just checking if you sent my rent money. It's usually in my account by now. No, hello, no, how are you? Just straight to the money. I wanted to talk to you about that, actually. What's to talk about? You know my rent is due on the 1st. Olivia, did Mom tell you they've banned me from Christmas? She sighed. She mentioned something. Look, you know how Dad gets. Just apologize and move on. So you think it's okay that he stole from me? He didn't steal. He took my credit card without asking and used it for gambling. What would you call it? I'd call it family. We help each other out. When have you helped me out, Olivia? There was a long pause. That's not fair. You know I don't make as much as you. This isn't about money. It's about respect. So what? You're not going to help with my rent anymore because you're mad at Dad? I'm not mad. I'm setting boundaries. I've been supporting this family for years while being treated like I'm the problem. If I'm not good enough to be included in Christmas without apologizing for something I didn't do wrong, then maybe I shouldn't be good enough to pay everyone's bills either. You can't be serious. Olivia's voice rose. My rent is due next week. You have a job, Olivia. Figure it out. This is so like you, she spat. Using money to control people. Interesting perspective from someone who just called to ask where her money is. After hanging up, I felt both terrible and relieved. My phone immediately rang again. My brother Mason. What the hell, Ember? Olivia says you're cutting her off. Hello to you too, Mason. Don't get cute. What's going on? I've decided to stop financially supporting people who don't respect me. This is about the stupid Christmas thing? Grow up. I have grown up. That's the problem. I've grown up and realized I've been enabling all of you. Enabling? You sound like a self-help book. And you sound like someone who just realized his car insurance payment isn't coming this month? Wait, what? You're cutting me off too? Yes, but my insurance is your responsibility, just like my money is my responsibility. Mason's voice lowered. You know Dad will never forgive you for this. Forgive me? For not letting him steal from me? For not bankrolling all of you while being treated like an outsider? You're making a big mistake, Ember. No. The mistake was letting all of you take advantage of me for so long. 3 days later, my parents showed up at my apartment unannounced. I opened the door to find them both standing there, faces tight with anger. We need to talk, Dad said, pushing past me into the living room. Please come in, I muttered sarcastically, closing the door behind them. What do you think you're doing? Dad demanded, not bothering to sit down. Currently? Wondering why you're in my apartment without an invitation? Don't get smart, Mom said. You know why we're here. I crossed my arms. Because your mortgage payment was declined? You had no right to do this, Dad said, his face reddening. No right at all. I had every right. It's my money. We're your parents. Yes, and as adults, you're responsible for your own financial obligations. Mom stepped between us. Emberlyn, sweetheart, I think this has gotten out of hand. If this is about Christmas, it's about respect, I interrupted. It's about Dad stealing from me and everyone expecting me to apologize for it. It's about being treated like an ATM while being told I'm not welcome in the family unless I accept being stolen from. I was going to pay it back, Dad shouted. With what money? The money I give you for your mortgage? Or maybe the money you were going to win gambling with my credit card? You ungrateful little... Harold, Mom warned. I laughed without humor. Ungrateful? What exactly should I be grateful for? The privilege of funding your lives while being disrespected? We raised you, Dad said, jabbing a finger at me. And I've repaid that debt many times over. But that doesn't give you the right to steal from me or exclude me from family events for standing up for myself. So this is blackmail, Dad said. You'll pay our bills if we let you come to Christmas? No, I'm done paying your bills regardless. This isn't a negotiation. Mom started crying. How can you do this to us? Where are we supposed to get the money? The same place everyone else does. Earn it, downsize, budget, get a second job. I did. You know your father's back problems make it hard for him to work full-time? His back problems don't seem to affect his golf game. Dad's face darkened. You've changed, Emberlyn. You used to care about this family. I still care. That's why I'm done enabling behaviors that hurt all of us in the long run. We'll lose the house, Mom sobbed. Then sell it and buy something you can afford. That's what responsible adults do. Dad stepped closer to me. I won't forget this betrayal. Calling theft what it is isn't betrayal, Dad. You'll regret this, he hissed. When you need your family. We won't be there. You're not there for me now, I said evenly. The only difference is I won't be paying for the privilege of being excluded anymore. Dad grabbed my arm. You listened to me. Let go of me, I said quietly. Now. Or what? Or I'll call the police and report you for assault, just like I should have reported you for theft. He released my arm, stepping back. You would call the police on your own father? You would steal from your own daughter? Mom tugged at Dad's sleeve. Let's go, Harold. She's made her choice. As they headed for the door, Dad turned back. This isn't over. Actually, it is. The automatic payments are canceled, and I've blocked your access to all my accounts. You're on your own now, just like you've left me. After they left, I called Elena. They showed up at my apartment, I told her. Are you okay? Surprisingly, yes. It was awful, but also freeing. Did they threaten you? Dad grabbed my arm. I threatened to call the police. Ember, that's serious. Do you want me to come over? Actually, yes. I could use the company. When Elena arrived, she hugged me tightly. I'm proud of you. Standing up for yourself isn't easy, especially with family. It doesn't feel great, I admitted. But it feels necessary. What happens now? I don't know. But for the first time in years, their problems aren't my problems. 2 weeks later, I was having coffee with Rachel, my financial advisor, discussing what to do with the money I'd been sending to my family. I've set up that emergency fund you recommended, I told her, and increased my retirement contributions. Excellent, Rachel smiled. And how about that passion project you mentioned? The children's literacy program? I'm donating to them monthly now and volunteering on Saturdays. That's wonderful, Emberlyn. How are you feeling about everything? I considered her question carefully. Lighter, like I've set down something heavy I didn't realize I was carrying. And your family? Radio silence mostly. Olivia texted to say she found a roommate to help with rent. Mason posted on social media about having to work overtime to cover expenses. And your parents? They're listing the house. My mom called yesterday. The first civil conversation we've had since everything happened. That's progress. She asked if I would reconsider helping with the down payment on a smaller place. Rachel raised her eyebrows. And I told her I'd think about it, but only after family counseling and with a formal agreement in place. Setting conditions is a healthy boundary. It doesn't feel like enough sometimes. Other times it feels like too much. My phone buzzed with a text from a number I didn't recognize. It's Mason from my work phone. Can we talk? I showed Rachel the message. Are you going to respond? She asked. Yes, but not right away. I'm learning that I don't have to drop everything when my family calls. Later that evening, I called Mason back. I didn't think you'd return my call, he said. I almost didn't. Look, Ember, I've been thinking about everything. Working these extra shifts has given me a lot of time to reflect. And I never realized how much you were doing for all of us. It wasn't fair. I stayed silent, waiting. Dad was wrong to take your card, he continued, and we were wrong to expect you to apologize for it. Thank you for saying that. Olivia's still pretty angry, but she'll come around. The new roommate situation is working out okay. I'm glad to hear that. Mom told me you might help them with a condo down payment. I sighed. Of course that's why you're calling. No, that's not... He paused. Okay, that's partly it. but I also wanted to say I'm sorry. Really sorry. I appreciate that, Mason. So, about mom and dad. If they want my help, we all need family counseling first, and everything will be formalized in writing. That seems fair. Dad won't like it, but it's not negotiable. Okay, I get it. And Ember, thanks for taking my call. After we hung up, Elena texted asking how I was doing. Want to grab dinner? She wrote. My treat this time. Over dinner, I told her about the conversations with my mom and Mason. Do you think things will change? She asked. Maybe. Maybe not. But I've changed, and that's what matters. Are you still banned from Christmas? Elena grinned. I laughed. Probably. But I've decided to host my own Christmas this year. For friends, colleagues, and family who treat me with respect. You're top of the guest list. I wouldn't miss it. You know, watching you stand up for yourself has inspired me to make some changes in my own life. Really? Yes. I realized I've been letting my boss take advantage of my time, and I finally set some boundaries. I raised my glass. To boundaries. And to new beginnings, Elena added. Later that night, I sat on my balcony, watching the city lights. My phone buzzed with a text from my mother. Your father and I have discussed your conditions. We're willing to try family counseling. It wasn't an apology, but it was a start. I texted back. I'll find a therapist and set up the first appointment. For the first time in years, I felt like I was being true to myself. The road ahead wouldn't be easy, but it would be mine to choose. And that made all the difference. Have you ever had to set difficult boundaries with people you care about? What did you learn from the experience?